Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Well, Mr Deputy Speaker, the Chris Foley government is delivering for Queensland, and this budget process was another opportunity for us to contrast 10 years of decline under those opposite with the 10 months of delivery under the Chris Foley government. And if we needed any more proof that Labor is not up to the task of government, we need to look no further than the performance of the opposition during the recent budget estimates hearings for my portfolio of Transport Main Roads. Sitting on the State Development, Infrastructure and Works Committee was a former Transport Minister, no less, and this former Transport Minister spent the best part of 15 minutes challenging his former Director-General to some bizarre picture association game. And I would say to the member for Aspley that if he doesn't know how to recognise a train, then it's time for him to hand in his resignation to the Leader of the Opposition. Unlike those opposite, Mr Deputy Speaker, we're delivering, and I was pleased to outline to the committee the Chris Foley government's plan for the wave and how it will benefit the people of the Sunshine Coast. After almost 2 decades of Labor promises to deliver heavy rail to the Sunny Coast, to Caloundra by 2015, to Maroochydore by 2020, that's Labor's promise. In the first 10 months of the Chris Foley government, we have already gotten on with procurement of the stage 1 of the wave to Caloundra. Best case, if I consider the former government's position, that is where Labor were going to stop. Labor's plan was to turn Caloundra into a car park, and that's unacceptable to the people of Caloundra. I know the member for Caloundra knows that, and it is unacceptable to our government. And that is why we are pressing on with stage 2 to Batinia. And we have already started planning for stage 3, which won't end at Maroochydore. It'll go all the way through to the Sunshine Coast Airport by 2032. Mr Deputy Speaker, the Chris Foley government will also deliver the Mooloolah River interchange as a part of the wave. Locals have been waiting decades to see the MRI delivered, but after Labor withdrew the funding, backed by the former Transport Minister, one of his first acts when he came into the portfolio, Labor cut funding to it, backed by the former Transport Minister, we are getting that project back on track. But our government's public transport ambitions also extend to the Gold Coast, and I was pleased to update the committee on the Logan and Gold Coast Faster Rail project. In the last 10 months, the Chris Foley government has awarded the contract for design and pre-construction, something that Labor couldn't do in their 10 years. They mismanaged that project. They kept Queenslanders in the dark on that project about the massive cost blowout. We're getting on with the job of delivering Logan and Gold Coast Faster Rail. Speaking about cost blowouts, let's talk about Cross River Rail for a minute, Deputy Speaker. The committee heard a very important contribution from the CEO of the Cross River Rail Delivery Authority about what the former minister knew about delays to that project. The member for Aspley would like to say that he was completely unaware of delays, but let's have a look at what the CEO of Cross River Rail Delivery Authority, his CEO, when he was the minister, said in estimates, and I quote, "The member for Aspley was the minister at the time, so we were providing briefings. In the period leading up to September 2024, we had entered a stage where quite significant industrial activity was happening. By September, we had moved from 21 days of protected industrial action to 54. At that stage, it was becoming quite evident, and I briefed the government at that time, that the project was under threat and that the contractor was experiencing financial distress. We briefed the government at that time that the construction timeframe for delivery was slipping, and that there was an expectation construction may not be completed. Again, I point out that this was after 54 days of protected action, and completion of construction could have been as late as 2027, end quote. At that time, Mr Deputy Speaker, the cat is out of the bag, Mr Deputy Speaker. Labor knew before the election that Cross River Rail could not be finished when they said it would be finished. They knew there were additional delays, but they did not tell Queenslanders. And just to update the House, Mr Deputy Speaker, there ended up being 148 days lost due to the CFMEU and their industrial action. Lost productivity caused by the CFMEU, aided and abetted by those opposite. My job as the Minister for Transport and Main Roads is to reverse the decline that we saw under Labor, to get Cross River Rail and all of the other projects back on track. And in 10 months, the Chris Foley government have been doing just that. That includes being open and honest with Queenslanders, something those opposite also could not do. Mr Deputy Speaker, unfortunately, because of some shenanigans for those opposite, I did not get the opportunity to make a closing statement and estimates. I'd like to thank all, because I didn't, I'd now like to thank all of the Secretariat and the committee for the estimates process and all of those in my department involved with delivering.
Member's time have expired.